Hey guys, today we're going to talk about school, just updates happening around that area. When I first came home and made the video announcing that I was back here, I told you guys a couple of marks that I already knew. I knew I had A in my biology and a B minus in my calculus. Very good marks, I say. I was pretty darn happy with them, but then I never alerted you guys of any more marks, and there's a good reason for that. I'll show you my list of marks for this semester right here, and as you can see, I didn't quite make the mark in a couple of classes. There's the A in my biology, B minus in math. I made a B in history, which is very good, and I made a B in my philosophy, which is also very good. Very happy with those marks. But as you can see, I told you guys a couple of months ago I was having trouble in my two electrical and computer engineering courses. And by the way, something I never got around to doing was to thank you guys. You guys in the comments gave me a lot of encouragement, telling me not to give up and all that stuff, and I thank you all for it. And indeed, I did not. I tried my darndest, but I didn't make the mark. And as you can see here, I made an F in my digital systems class and I made a D in my electric circuits. The mark for electric circuits is just a full reflection of how I did. I just didn't do that great throughout the class. My average on the quizzes was about 45%, and so I probably made around 30 or 40% on the final exam. The F in digital systems actually rather surprised me. The reason it's an F is because it was a must-pass final exam. You had to make at least 50% on the exam. If you did lower than 50, regardless of your total mark, you got an F in the course, 0. And that's what happened. I only needed like 25% on the exam to pass the course if it wasn't a must-pass. And but I didn't get 50. I needed a 50 to pass and I didn't get it, so I got an F. I emailed the prof. He told me I made 36% on the exam, which I was very shocked when the digital systems mark came in, because I thought I did okay on the exam. I thought I passed, but indeed I did not. If it wasn't a must-pass exam, a 36 on the exam would have gotten me a C+. I would have passed, but that wasn't the case. Electric circuits, I kind of expected it. The final exam was worth 60% of the final mark, and the final exam was very long. It was about the difficulty I expected for a final exam, but it was incredibly long. And unfortunately, when it comes to tests and stuff, speed is not one of my best attributes. It's something I have to work on for sure. It's something I have been working on and I'm getting better at. But it was a very long exam, and I had quite a hard time finishing all the questions. But I didn't do well enough on the exam. I don't know what I made. I'm going to go meet up with the prof later so I can go take a look at it. But that earned me a D, which is not a pass. C is a pass. That's pretty much why I haven't talked to you guys about it until now. I didn't want you guys to know about that, and for Christmas break, I just wanted to keep it out of my mind as much as possible. The digital systems mark I got like the day after I came home. So that's been with me pretty much this entire break. It's hard to quit thinking about it, that's for sure. And I am indeed pretty disappointed with myself about both of those marks. However, I did try my best, as I said, and I know that. But, you know, it's quite a bummer nonetheless. So, as a result of those two marks, my GPA fell from a 3.1 to a 2.7, so lowered my GPA quite a bit. As a result, I will be retaking these classes next year. I would take them next semester if I could, but they don't offer them next semester, so I will be taking them first semester next year. And I can tell you for darn sure that next year I will get these for sure. I'm expecting myself to pull an 80-90% average on the quizzes and circuits. next year, because there was a lot of stuff that I was having trouble with in circuits, and I studied so much for the final exam that I actually got all that stuff down really well. So I'm expecting to pull a high average on the quizzes and circuits, and so I should have no problem doing well in the class next year. Digital, same thing. I didn't do great in the quizzes. I should be able to pull a decent average in the quizzes next year. I'm just a little worried because of some of the way the class is structured. You have a lab exam, which is a must pass, and I got lucky. I did quite well in the lab exam, but many people didn't in that class. So I am just a little worried about that, but the way I see it, if I could do it this year, I can definitely do it next year. And of course, I'm a little bit worried about the must-pass final exam as well. But again, I will be much more prepared next year than I will be this year. And I already know most of the material, so I should have no problem next year. And that's all there is to it. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, 2 failed classes, not just 1, but 2, that ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna press on, and I'll kill them both next year. Those marks aren't because I'm dumb or anything like that. It was just a matter of unfortunate circumstance. I've been trying to analyze, just what went wrong, because I don't think the profs did anything wrong. I think there was something wrong with the way I went about studying and stuff for those 2 classes. And I think the bulk of my problem would have been that both of those classes had tests, weekly tests, on Thursday, and my philosophy class had weekly homework that was also due on Thursday. And I think more often than not, I put less time on those 2 classes and more time on my philosophy homework than I should have. I think I should have changed the ratio for philosophy to those other 2 classes, and I think I should have put a bit more time studying for those 2 classes. I did miss a few philosophy assignments in the name of studying for those 2 classes, but I guess I should have missed a few more and studied for those 2 classes more. Something that I always do, which I shouldn't do, I'm not going to do it anymore, that's for sure, but I put precedence to homework and assignments rather than studying. I'm always in the mindset that homework and assignments are mandatory to get a mark in a class, but studying is not. And obviously, that's kind of a corrupt mindset, because I could have missed probably several more philosophy assignments and still gotten a decent mark, and I could have studied more for those other 2 classes and perhaps passed them. So nobody's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. I think I had some flaws in the way I went about studying for those 2 classes this year. I'm definitely gonna revamp it for next year and for this coming semester. Nothing's stopped. I'm taking 5 more classes this coming semester, and I'll definitely try and make sure that I have everything set up so that I do well in everything, because I don't want this to happen again, that's for sure. Now, besides having to take those 2 classes again next year, there are a couple of more setbacks. Of course, those classes are prerequisites for later classes, meaning you have to have taken and passed those classes before you take future classes. And as a result of failing circuits, I cannot take one class I have next semester. One of my classes for this coming semester, Circuits and Systems, had circuits as a prerequisite. I didn't pass it, so I cannot take Circuits and Systems, and I've dropped out of it. So I'll have to take that in the future. But there's even a bigger problem, and this is the problem when it comes to failing classes, is it really screws up stuff like this. Because I have to take those 2 classes next year, I've looked at the list of classes that I take, throughout my career at UMB, and all of the classes that I would normally take first semester last year, I cannot take. All of them have either one or both of those classes as prerequisites. So technically, first semester next year, I can only take those 2 classes. And that's kind of a problem. First of all, you need to be taking at least 4 classes to be considered a full-time student. If I'm taking just those 2, that makes me a part-time student, and that causes some technical problems with my education fund and stuff like that. But I am able to rectify that. I found out that 2 classes, which I normally take in my 4th year, I can take next year. Those would be another arts elective that I have to take, and an economics class that I have to take. I can, in fact, take those both next year. But another way I could go about doing it is, and you can do this, there's nothing wrong with it, I could just take some electives. Electives that I normally wouldn't have to take at all. Now, I can't get credit for these electives because I don't have to take them, but they do count as valid courses, and by taking 2 more electives in addition to those 2 classes, I can keep my status as a full-time student. Now, I'm gonna consult with my academic advisor with all this stuff. Now, you can probably guess that all of this has resulted in adding an extra year to my time at university. Electrical engineering is a 4-year program. It's curtains for that. I will not be able to do it in 4 years. I will be here for 5 years, as a matter of fact. And I've been told that that is actually quite a common thing for people in engineering, to take not only 5 years, but perhaps even 6 years to complete all the courses to get their degree. So I probably won't graduate with many of my friends, and I'll be here for an extra year at least. But that's okay, you know, those things don't matter. And what matters is that I do my best and do good in everything and get everything all done. So in conclusion, you know, this does disappoint me. I've never failed a class throughout my entire education. This is the first time this has ever happened to me, and it's happened with not 1 but 2 classes. And I know, I have quite a few friends who failed 1 class last year, but I'm the first person I know of who has failed 2, and in the same semester at that. So it does disappoint me, you know. It kind of put a damper on my Christmas break, but I'm trying my best to keep in high spirits, and I'm just gonna make sure that I blast through everything this coming semester, do great in everything, and I'll do great in those 2 classes and everything else next year and all the courses after that, and that's all there is to it. Just keep doing my best, and that's about it. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about here. After a week or 2 of this coming semester, which starts on Monday, and today is Friday, filming this video, I'll update you guys again on all my new classes and what they consist of and stuff like that. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys later.